Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, the Castilian nobleman known as El Cid, is the most famous warlord of medieval Spain. In 1094, he conquered the beautiful city of Valencia, held by the Moors since the 8th century. This provoked the wrath of the Almoravids, a fierce Berber dynasty whose vast empire included much of North Africa and southern Spain. To protect his newly won prize, El Cid struck an alliance with a nearby Christian prince, Pedro I, King of Aragon. Pedro had himself acquired a reputation as a warrior. In 1096, he'd captured Huesca from the Moors, extending his kingdom southward. Pedro traveled to Valencia, where he and the Cid agreed to combine their armies and reinforce the southern frontier castle of Benicadel in the foothills between Játiva and Denia. Rodrigo himself had restored this castle in 1091, for it guarded the southern approach to Valencia, making it strategically crucial. As El Cid and King Pedro marched their armies southward, they came upon an Almoravid host led by Muhammad ibn Tashfin, nephew to the grim Almoravid commander Yusuf ibn Tashfin. Years earlier, the Cid had defeated Muhammad at the Battle of Cuarte. Outnumbered, the Cid and the king supplied the castle, then quickly swung eastward toward the Mediterranean coast, hoping to strike north back toward Valencian territory. But Muhammad, determined to cut them off, marched his army rapidly to outmaneuver them. When Pedro and the Cid arrived before Bairén, they found the Almoravid forces occupying the high ground close to the sea. Almoravid ships had also arrived via their port at Almeria. El Cid and the Aragonese king found their troops pinned between the Berber cavalry on the high ground and the coast, from which Almoravid archers were bombarding them with arrows. It was a desperate situation, but the Cid knew well that their only chance was to fight. He rode among his troops, delivering a rousing speech, and ordered them to prepare for battle. Rodrigo's strategy was audacious, but brilliant. The Cid began his attack by leading the Christian knights in a sudden charge straight into the Almoravid center. The move was so bold that it had been totally unexpected. Muhammad watched in stunned silence as this small Christian cavalry burst upon his army. But the Cid's attack was fierce, and to Muhammad's shock, it was his own men who faltered. The Almoravid center broke, and Muhammad's division suffered heavy casualties. By midday, the Almoravids were in full rout, with many survivors leaping into the sea in an attempt to reach their ships, only to drown. The Cid and Pedro had achieved total victory, virtually annihilating Muhammad's army. They returned to Valencia, loaded down with booty, praising God for their triumph. Since they had defeated the King of Castile at the Battle of Sagrajas in 1086, the Almoravids had been the most dangerous enemy of the Christian kingdoms of Spain. Now, once again, El Cid had shown that this enemy was not invincible, and his victory was widely celebrated. Fatefully, one of the knights present at Bairén had been King Pedro's younger brother, Alfonso, the future King Alfonso the Battler of Aragon, who would one day conquer Zaragoza. No doubt young Alfonso learned much that day from Spain's most legendary cavalier, Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, El Cid, the Campeador.